So one of the things I like to do from time to time is watch Fox News and get worked up. I turned it on this morning because I saw we attacked Iran. Israel, the first thing I saw was Israel launched a missile at a girls' school in southern Iran in which 24 schoolgirls were killed. They were murdered. Then I start looking at it and we're attacking the whole region. I'm not sure if it's U.S. boats, military strikes that are happening, or if it's just Israel. That's going to take a little more digging. It seems like it's both. Because, in fact, yeah, I think I did see something actually that said U.S. attacked. But it seems like it's both. And I'll have to fact check that. But Iran's already attacking. And this is what Trump said. He was like, we're going to evacuate some of our military bases that are in short-term range of Iran's missiles. Basically, there's still people there, obviously, to run the military base. That's, you're not going to just abandon it. But one that I saw was struck was in Bahrain. Bahrain? I'm not sure how to say it. And I'm not one of those people that's going to just like pretend I'm saying it right. But Bahrain, I think it is. Anyway, yeah. This is Iran's right to self-defense. They have a right to defend themselves. I'm not in favor of the Ayatollah's regime. I'm not in favor of Iran's government. That's their own fucking business, though. Their own people need to stand up and overthrow their own government. That's not our problem. They're talking about on Fox News, like Markwayne Mullin and this one woman, Moj Marada, I think her name is. She is, it sounds like a right-wing activist that's in favor of overthrowing the regime. She's talking about, I've been waiting for it for decades. I think she's a feminist, and that's what it really is. She's a pro-women's right activist, but she argues from the right on everything else. I've been waiting for decades for them to hear this, and finally I hear that Trump is going to bomb Iran, and it's happening. I'm so happy. Markwayne Mullin, Senator Markwayne Mullin, what a joke, was on Fox and Friends. I'm looking at the screen right now, but he was saying basically, it's like, we've been dealing with this since 1979, and it's finally time somebody did something about it, just like Venezuela. It's like, yeah, and civilians died, and you guys actually didn't change the government. What you did was you made the country that we attacked hate us more. Now, if you wanted a president to actually come and bring a peace deal to the table that worked, you would have supported Obama and Iran with the nuclear deal that they had back in 2015, I think it was. Trump withdrew from that. Biden didn't even bother to get back into it. He said, we're not going to. And now we're seeing Democratic leadership earlier this week say, no, we're not in favor of blocking Trump's war powers, when Ro Khanna and Thomas Massie introduced a war powers resolution to block Trump's war powers. So the pro-Israel wing, or majority, unfortunately, of the Democratic Party in office are in favor of this, it seems. The entire Republican Party is. The voters are not. We're not in favor of this. Democratic voters are not in favor of this. Most Trump supporters aren't even in favor of this. The Trump base probably is. They'll probably fucking vote for anything. They'll vote for pedophiles 3 times, so why not this? Scary stuff. I don't care too much about the economic side of it when it comes to the talking points, but it does need to be mentioned. There are already oil tankers avoiding the Strait of Hormuz. If you don't know what the Strait of Hormuz is, it's I guess you call it a channel or a strait between, is that Bahrain, a couple Arabic countries, and Iran, right before the Gulf of Oman. So Oman's right there, but I think it's right between Saudi Arabia and Iran and a couple other smaller countries right there. This is what happens when you're not familiar with the region. I have some familiarity, but once they do close it down, that is a quarter of the world's oil trade that goes through there. Prices will increase. So this is mostly bad. This is 99.999 repeating bad. The only good thing that comes out of this is Trump's approval decreases even lower. Democrats could get more progressives actually on the ballot, like through the primaries and on the ballot, because you're going to see people like Mallory McMorrow continue to support Israel. If you don't know who she is, she's running in Michigan for U.S. Senate for the Democratic ticket. Abdul El Sayed is a progressive Arab American, I don't know how to say that, yeah, Arab American doctor who is pro Medicare for all. He doesn't take any Israeli lobby money. He's not in favor of invading other countries or bombing other countries. Things like this could push the American people, the people of Michigan, to support someone like him. The people in Texas to support someone like James Taylor Rico. The people in Maine to support Graham Plattner. And so on. Something good can come out of this when it comes to U.S. politics. But this idea that, like the Iranian female activist was just saying, that this is a good thing, it's not. It's not. You're bombing your own. You're in favor of bombing your own people. You're saying, I'm just so glad they're bringing democracy. She didn't say that, but it's like basically what she was saying. Like, I'm just so glad finally somebody's doing something about this. Like, you were just complaining that the Iranian government is killing your people and endangering your friends and family in Iran. And now you're in favor of this. We need to become more of an isolationist country. Not even more, just become a fucking isolationist country. Outside of arming allies that are invaded, like Ukraine, we really shouldn't be getting involved unless it's fixing what we broke. I think we should sanction Israel and force them economically and militarily to give back all of West Bank and Gaza, Golan Heights, to give reparations to these people, to give them free access in between countries. And yeah, it's going to scare the shit out of them. Why? Because that means you're going to have people coming from Gaza to West Bank and crossing through Israel, and vice versa. People who you killed entire generations of their family, all of their friends, a father's children, a mother's children, a children's parents, brothers and sisters. 129 journalists in the last 3 years. That's what we should be doing. That's the only situation outside of arming allies who are invaded that we should be getting involved in. Diplomacy and forcing countries to right their wrongs when we had a hand in it, like Israel committing genocide. And this is only going to get worse because we are on the wrong side of history. We are imperialists in this case. We are committing war crimes. And this has nothing to do with democracy.